Hi, my name is Neil Brennan. I am currently a site operations manager for a company called Torque Robotics and based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I grew up in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and my background is a little bit unique in terms of my education and my career path and how I'm currently doing what I am today. So wanted to walk you through that, along with some of the obstacles or things that I wish I had known a little bit more when I was younger that would have avoided some pain points in my life and my journey. So I wanted to share those with you. A little bit about what I do on the operations manager side. So one of my main goals is ensuring the safe and smooth operation of our facility. Our facility is one of a couple that Torque Robotics has throughout the world, developing autonomous semi-trucks with the end goal being to save lives. So with our R&D sort of scope that we have, we want to ensure that every day we go out, when we do our testing, we're operating ethically and safely on the roads that the general public also uses. We want to keep our team safe and everyone else safe as we go about in our development process to mature the technology so that's ready for prime time, which is going to be an amazing technology when it is released to the world. So really looking forward to that. On my background, like I mentioned, it's a little bit unique. I started college full-time when I was 16. And one downside of that is I did graduate a couple weeks before my high school graduation with an Associate of Science degree. But with that, you have to make more expedited decisions on what you want to do with your academic path. So at that point in time, I was only 16 years old and I had to start making decisions on my bachelor's degree and what I wanted to focus on. I found through those type of testing was that I was really good at both big picture thinking and being able to look at the details simultaneously. So in my research, I found that the disaster planning or emergency management program would be excellent. Basically, preparing plans on the national, state, or local level for any type of disaster so that if it were to occur, there's minimal loss of life and property. So my end goal at that point in time was to go into FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And I realized I wanted a master's degree if I were going to federal government work. So enrolled in a public administration master's program. And while I was doing that, I started a student venture fund at the University of Akron, and we invested up to $25,000 per semester into local tech startups in Ohio. And it was a really great experience. And what I realized while I worked with other graduate peers is that I wanted to take the time when I had it to explore some additional entrepreneurial options before deep diving into federal work. So after grad school, I started a 3D printing startup called 3D Bakery with a friend of mine and a financial backer. Ran that for a couple of years and then transitioned over to Tesla Motors. From there, I transitioned to a robotaxi startup based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and moved out of Nevada and Vegas in mid-2020. So transitioned over to the commercial side of the autonomous industry with Torque Robotics with our autonomous semi-truck development and moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico at that time. My guidance for anyone who is not really sure what he or she wants to do, who is in high school or college, again, you're not going to be the best self-evaluator of yourself. No one is, no matter their age. And I recommend taking annual personality assessments, basically a pulse check on who you are, what you're good at. And again, you're trying to identify there's one or two things that you're naturally gifted at. The other thing I would focus on is building a circle of trust of people around you to act as kind of mentors or guides, and focus on people that you know that their opinion is valid, of again, evaluating you from their perspective of what you're good at and what you're not. Essentially, most successful people maximize one or two strengths, and they don't allow their deficiencies to get them in trouble, but that's all they focus on, are those one or two strengths. So be in a constant state of learning and growing and pivoting, so you're constantly reinventing yourself, you're seeking out what you're naturally good at, and then the world benefits when you figure that out.